let's move on to the next topic. So if you were to buy a foldaway rack, where would you likely buy it? And we discussed in the summary that Rogue was the winner. They received just under half of the votes. Rep/Titan, we grouped them together, received 22%. Other was at 11%. And then PRX, which I personally thought would be higher, was at 17%. And then we also did this survey back in November of 2021. So a little over 4 months ago. So Rogue was the winner there. They dropped a little bit, but they were at 53%. PRX was at 19%. So they dropped a few percentage points. Rep/Titan grew from 18%. And then other was also up slightly. So the big thing was PRX dropping even further. That's when I really was shocked, when PRX only had a small portion of that. But Mike, you mentioned you weren't really shocked. You thought Rogue was kind of the easy choice, or like going back on it,
right?
You'd end up going with Rogue. Adam, are you shocked by this?
I selected Rogue as well. I think PRX has some really cool stuff, like the way their racks come off the wall. But I also know that comes with a price, and you can get something from Rogue that's really nice and simple, and that would fit like my needs. So if I were to get a foldaway rack, it'd be from Rogue.
Yeah, honestly, it's tough. I just interviewed the founders of PRX, but I mean, I feel like I would pay a little bit less for something like the Titan or Rep option, so.
Yeah, you figure at this point, right? Everybody's kind of coming to the median. So you figure the companies that were a little bit further behind in the past, they're stepping it up. Not that they're gaining a tremendous amount of ground, but it's like with 3x3 racks. A lot of the time, it's generally the same construct, and then you just add bells and whistles and try to make it a little bit different. That's probably the same for the fold-out racks. Once you've gotten into that space, the function is going to be about the same. One might, somebody might like the way one looks a little bit more than the other, color schemes and things like that. But by and large, it's pretty much, generally the same setup. So at that point, you either want to go for the name, like Rogue is, how do you beat Rogue? I mean, look behind me. But it's either you go for the name or you go for, hey, I want to save some dollars and put it somewhere else or reinvest it.
Yeah, good point. I think with the PRX option, it's like the big thing is the simplest way to fold up. But there's a really large amount of people who have no interest in folding it up at all. So I think that plays a role into it. And it's only if you want to fold it up and like park there, because other than that, there's really no point in folding it up all the time. I mean, at least in my opinion. Regardless, great option if that's what you want. Yeah,
you shouldn't be parking in your garage anyway. So.
I was going to say, who's doing that nowadays? Come on, guys.
I was going to say the PRX guys are in like North Dakota, so they're dealing with quite a bit more snow than most people. But, also just if you had to rate your interest on a scale from 1 to 10, what is your level of interest in a foldaway rack?
So for
as
me,
like your primary rack option?
Yeah, I like the idea. I mean, I think it all depends on the circumstance. How much space you have is probably the primary factor, but I'm looking around and, it's an older garage that I'm in, and I don't necessarily trust being able to put something like that into the studs that I've got. I'd rather kind of leave something sort of in the middle of the space where I'm not touching the walls too much, kind of keep it separate and apart. So that's a consideration, for me that most people might not have, especially if it's a newer home. You don't have to worry about digging into the actual setup of your house too much.
Yeah, my interest is a 1. I have no interest in a foldaway rack. I have a dedicated space in my basement that is the gym, so no need to tuck anything away. I have enough space to get other things done as well. So
got it.